Alright then guys, today I want to make some chapatis. That is like Kenyan flatbread. So we have some sunflower oil, have some baking powder, salt, and most main ingredients, wheat, and some warm water. So let's get started. So this is some warm water. I feel like that's enough. I don't have too much. I don't want to make too many pieces, so I'll put some salt. I don't like too much salt either. Oil. Chapati is not food to eat when you're trying to lose weight, so it's just how it is. And I first put that amount of flour, and then in it goes let's say half a teaspoonful of baking powder. I'm not so keen on mixing so thoroughly, like I just go about it a little bit freestyle. So let me just show you how I do my chapatis, how I knead my dough. If you like it, you can do how I do it. If you don't like it, then try a different method. But yeah, so guys, I want us to discuss about domestic violence today, and case of the journalist who beat up his wife, and then in Nigeria, and then had, at this point I just go in with my fingers, and then had the governor come to speak for him and get the victim to give a press statement that they are good. And so first I'm gonna share my thoughts on it, what I think about domestic violence, and what I think about African cultures generally. In African culture, there's a habit where there's conflict at home that women actually, quite often when women are battered by their spouses, they run back home. It's very common. They go and report there that they've been battered and stuff. And at home I mean to their parents and their siblings. And then after they report that, their parents and siblings then call the husband and discuss. They try and make peace, and quite often it's just like a conversation, and then I'm just using oil to make it non-sticky to my fingers, because it doesn't need water. It doesn't need water, and it doesn't need more flour. This is just the right consistency for me. You know, it's not too hard, it's not too hard, it's not too soft. So yeah, even though I feel like it might be a bit hard, I just add a little bit water, just like a teaspoon, because I like my chapatis to be soft. So back to the conversation. So your siblings and your parents invite your husband and his few of his family members to represent, and then they discuss, they go through, oh, you know, it's not nice to beat up our daughter, and that, and we're talking about adults. It's not nice to beat our daughter and stuff like that. And then they talk you into going back to your marital home, and you go back to your marital home. And this can happen so many times. You go there, your teeth have been knocked. I've seen it personally. Your husband has knocked your front teeth. You go to your parents without teeth. They call your husband and his crew. They come, they say, now you've knocked 4 teeth from our daughter. So you have to compensate us with 2 bulls. Then his people bring bulls. And your people tell you, okay, our daughter, he's promised not to beat you up anymore, and he has compensated for the teeth. And you go back home with this same husband who battered you, and you're supposed to play the role of a wife. And nobody cares about your emotional pain and stuff. First of all, let me say this. I don't like that women are being used as commodities or like currency for trade. Like, you're beaten up, your front teeth have been knocked off. Oh, you just bring 4 bulls and that's it. Really? What if it was your son whose front teeth have knocked off and then I pay you the bulls? How would you like that? How would you like that? You know, this whole thing about sexism and women being treated like a form of currency in African tradition, in my opinion, it needs to stop, and needs to stop now. Not tomorrow, now. I think it's very wrong. And fathers, please, if your kids come home, your grown-up daughters come home and report that they've been beaten up by their spouses, let it be a police case, number 1. Number 2, if your daughter wants to not go back, allow her. Okay? Even if you're poor, you raise that kid up to the point where she is. I mean, you can still stay with her a couple of more months or whatever amount of time she needs to get herself back together. And for the victims, look deep inside of you and find courage. If your parents are very traditional and they think really backwards, if something happens to you, don't go to your parents. Don't go to your parents. Go to the officials. I mean, and if you feel like that's not an alternative either, go to the church. If it's not an alternative either, well, start looking of ways to live by yourself. Leave that man alone. Just go. Just live. I think it's better to live in the streets like a dog than to live with someone who's beating you up. Period. Yes, I said it. I said it. Don't come for me. I said it. All right. It's been like 10 minutes. And I want us to start portioning our dough. Portion our dough. And let's get them ready for cooking. Yeah, I'm sorry I got a bit emotional discussing domestic violence, but what that government official did in Nigeria is very, very wrong. I feel like that's taking someone who's a victim and intimidating them further. But if he was like coming in between and playing the role of the mediator the way African parents do, that's also very wrong. But him being in a place of power, he knows better. He knows better than to side with a man who's battering his wife. And the lady who's the victim also. Let me see how I can set up this camera better. Yeah, so this is what we are working with. So the lady who's the victim also, I don't know what they did to her. She looks so scared, you know. I don't know if Nigeria, if they have these organizations like what we have in Kenya, like for fighting domestic violence, because we have lots of them in Kenya, and even these lawyers who will represent you for free, so you get free legal representation in case of domestic violence. I don't know what's the situation in Nigeria, but in Kenya, if you don't have anywhere else to go, you can go to FIDA. Yeah. In Finland, you just call the police and they come and get you to a safe home. And also you can get legal representation. You can, like in Finland, like you don't need to go to anywhere else. Just call the police. They'll sort you out. You'll get a home, a safe place to stay before they can get you sorted where you go and live, even with your children. If your husband was the one supporting, they'll get you finances. Like, that's why we always say Finland is like your second mother when you're a foreigner, or even for everybody else. Like, the government takes good care of you, you know. The system has been put so well. As long as you report, you're good. So here, nobody runs to their mother, oh, mom, my husband, baby. You just dial 112, period. That man's case will be dealt with thoroughly. That's one of the things I really love about this country. That the hands of the law work. Someone was saying that sometimes you can go and report a domestic abuse in Nigeria, and the police, they start to laugh at you. Or in Kenya, they start asking you really stupid questions, you know. I wish they could learn from the West on some of these issues, you know, because while we might not want to emulate everything from the West, there are systems that they've put in place that ensure that human rights are observed and respected, and I really like that. So I really wish that that case was handled differently. It's very sad, especially this time of the year. And then to hear details that the husband, who's a news anchor, was sitting on her belly when she was pregnant. Like, what kind of an animal are you? Were you not given birth by a mother yourself? You know? I did not want to talk on this topic, but since it's one of the things that I advocate for, social justice, I just could not let it slide, you know? It pains me because that lady is someone's mother, is someone's sister, someone's daughter, is a friend, is a workmate, is a taxpayer. Yeah, that's not nice. Let's be humane. So for me, that government official, first of all, he needs to sit down, because actually not sit down, I mean he needs to be fired, because if that's how he's representing the women in his locality, it tells me what kind of value system he has, you know. I don't know, but I'm not sure the situation in his house is any different, right? That's number one. Number two, the wife of that governor. How can you accompany your husband to come and talk such type of nonsense in front of people? I mean, if you're married to people who have political power, think of ways to protect yourself. And even if it's not political power, even if it's just these men who have money, there's nothing wrong with going back to living a mediocre life if it means living with someone who's treating you so badly. I mean, choose yourself, choose happiness. Today they batter you, you go away with a black eye. Tomorrow, people are carrying black roses to your last event. That's not nice. And it's not a story or whatever, wild imagination. These things have happened. We've all seen them, you know. And if you're very weak inside your heart, please pray with God for courage. Pray. I believe in prayer. Even if you're not a Christian, God listens to all prayers. As long as you're being genuine and you have faith, pray. Pray for strength. Pray for strength and pray for clarity. It's so sad. It pains me. It pains me that children have to grow up in such a home. You know, domestic violence is not nice at all. And for the men who are saying that domestic violence is nothing new. No. Yeah, it's nothing new, but we cannot normalize such nonsense. So is civil wars and fighting. People have fought since whichever year, and so are pandemics and whatever. Don't normalize evil. We fight it to the end. All right? Yeah, so that's my stand. And for that lady, I'm very sorry. I'll pray for you. You're in my prayers. I hope you find strength. I hope you find clarity. I hope you find somewhere safe to live. I hope you can go past the trauma that you've experienced. And I really pray for your children that they can also get past that trauma that they've experienced by watching their mom being battered like that. And I hope you live when it's still safe to live. You know? There's nothing wrong with being a single mom. You're worrying on how to raise those kids. God will give you ideas and bless the work of your hands. You won't die of hunger. There are women who are just feeding kids off, hawking underwear in the streets, and their children are fine and they're happy and they're healthy. All right? Yeah, and any other woman who might be going through that, I hope you find strength. I hope you find courage. And understand that you don't have to be anybody's punch box. Punching sack, not punch box. Punching sack, yeah. I'll let this sit for a minute as I heat up the pan, and then I'll come back and show you what's going on. All right then. Okay, now it's time to start rolling our dough. I'll just make this here. So I'll show you how I do it. I don't know if you have a different way of doing it. So let's go for it. So almost as if it's cooked there. Just wait. Yes, I think now we have better lighting where you can see what I'm doing. So, just rolling. Adjust the camera once more. Because the focus is what I'm cooking. Yeah. I'm not very good at making chapati, so I don't promise that you'll get the best, but they'll be decent. Okay, so I'm trying to see how to put you. Yeah, so my pan has been heating, so I'll just put some little oil. All right, and then our number one here is ready. Let's see how we can capture them both like that. Okay, so our number one is ready. So I'll let that go as around number two. I like to cook many of them at the same time, you know, not just one. Put like 2 or 3 at the same time. Let me know your rolling style, yeah? Me, I roll like this. That's ready. So this is what we are dealing with. Yeah? So I just turn like that. Then, yes, let's show how to make this first. The filming angle is very tricky. So breaking. I need to be rolling the other one, the next one. So I'm sorry, they're a bit crisp because of the way I was flipping them with my hand a bit roughly. But that's the idea, that they're like this. And meanwhile, I'm going to roll another one. Yeah. So otherwise, guys, in Kenya we eat flatbread with beans, with meat stew, with curry. Is food that brings a lot of good memories. And when I was growing up, it was so expensive to buy wheat that only rich people's children used to eat chapati. And it's funny how some of these things we think they are expensive and only rich people can eat them, and we think they are nice, and then you grow up and you realize they're actually not healthy. Like I don't think wheat is any healthier than the sweet potatoes that Mama used to boil all the time, or like ugali. I don't think so. I think what we used to eat, like a lot of legumes and vegetables, is much healthier than the wheat that. It's just like today, even children from rich families eat sausages in the morning, and children from poor families tend to eat a lot of boiled tubers. But in essence, children from poor families are eating better, more healthy. So, as an adult, I've learned to appreciate things, and I see the irony now. But tell that to young kids that, oh, it's better to eat nduma. Nduma is like arrowroot. It's better to eat nduma in the morning than to eat sausages, because the amount of saturated fats and sodium in sausages doesn't qualify sausages to be like eaten daily. Once a week, yeah, but it's not even supposed to be a treat. Sausages are so unhealthy. That's not supposed to be a treat food, you know. I don't know where the concept of treat foods have to be unhealthy came from. You know, it's like I want to treat myself. I'm going to eat candy. I want to treat myself. I'm going to eat high sodium based foods. I want to treat like, where did people get these ideas from? You know, it has to be like, I want to treat myself. I'm going to eat seafood and salad. You know. I don't know. Just my thoughts on that. So, oh, they're so brown. Ooh, honey. I feel like I need to take a photo of that just now. One, yes. Yeah, I'm doing a good job. So, in African households, you keep chapatis in these hot pots. I haven't used this in a long time because I haven't been making chapatis here. So, just like that. This is a bit small, but I intend to chop my chapatis. So I'll do just that now. Yeah, so let me cut them into, or fold them. Actually, just fold them. Let me show you. You fold them like this. Let me put, so you can see what I'm talking about. So you fold like this and like this. I used to do that a lot at home, like this and like that. And the kitchen smells so good, guys. And I'm not saying that because I'm the one cooking. It just smells so good. So I like to layer them that way. I have a good angle now. I like it. It's working very well. It's able to. Oh, okay. And I'm just reaching for the wheat flour to be able to roll out my dough. There are people who use maize flour to roll out the dough. I just use wheat flour or breadcrumbs. But I just like to use wheat flour. And obviously there are people who say if you use the whole wheat flour then you get better nutrition. True, but the truth is that wheat flour is wheat flour. There's no, or wheat is wheat. There's no healthy wheat. That's all I know. So carbs, what else? Going to spike your blood sugar, whether you like it or not. And since they do large-scale farming for growing wheat in Europe and all types of pesticide and stuff, so there's nothing healthy about wheat. Let's just keep it real. And for the same reason, I'm not a big advocate of wheat products. I've not eaten wheat for the last 3 weeks. Actually, not 3 weeks. A month. But today I'm craving. And I thought, oh well. Why not? Why not? For Christmas season, why not have once chapati for one for me. Sorry, my words are escaping my mouth. Oh, my dad turned out so well. I hope they taste as good. I mean, because it's soft nicely. I'm very impressed. It's really nice and soft and non-sticky. That's done. I mean, I love cooking, but the cleaning that follows, it's not my favorite. Guys, how many of you store their wheat in the fridge like me? I store my wheat in the fridge, my wheat flour in the fridge after I'm done, or wherever it's left, because I realized it stores very well, and it doesn't get spoiled quickly, nor does it get any insects. So, how do you store your wheat? Is it something that you think is clever to do? Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to make my chapati. I was thinking of just making like 2, but you know the way you go to make food and then you realize, oh, oops, I put too much water, oops, too much flour, oops. So I think that was the case for me, and I'm going to end up with like 7 chapatis. The chapatis store very well because I did not put any eggs or milk. This can store very nicely in the fridge for up to 3 days. And if I decide I don't want to eat them, I can just store them in the freezer, you see? And they can stay there for I think up to 6 months. Just put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer. And when you want to eat them, you just defrost and warm, and boom, quick snack. Or if you've been working out and you need a recovery food, you're super hungry, or if you need a high carb type of dish before you go work out, that's what I would recommend. I don't know about you, but I don't know how I've been feeling about working out, because you work out so much, you get so tired, then if you're not too keen you come back and it's so heavy and you don't see any improvement. So I've realized, or I've discovered from experience, if you just eat less and eat clean, and to fasten your weight loss, you do intermittent fasting, you get your results really fast. I mean, your waistline starts to curve in really fast. And guys, a spatula is really good when you're making chapatis. So since the first one has been tossed both sides, it's the time to toss like this to see if the other one needs cooking also. I think my chapatis all are done. Look. Yeah. There's a program when I was growing up that was called Mke Nyumbani. Hey, that lady used to come on TV. She used to have a cooking session where she would cook. And I used to be like, oh my God, I want to be like her someday. So this is my mini version of Mke Nyumbani. Oh, don't throw stones. I just think it's funny. I've always wanted to have my own cook show. I think this is my version of Mke Nyumbani. Yeah. I think it's just hilarious, even the thought of it. But yeah, that's what's on my mind. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the domestic violence. I wanted to talk about the trauma. I wanted to talk about diet and weight loss. Yeah. If you don't have any medical conditions, I really strongly recommend intermittent fasting. How I've been doing it is just basically skipping breakfast. It's very easy for me to skip breakfast. Like, I never wake up hungry. You know, there are people who wake up and run to the fridge. Oh, I'm super hungry, I'm dying. That's not me. My hunger kicks in after 11 o'clock. So that has been very useful. Very useful for weight loss. And then during the day, I try and eat clean. No candy, no junk food. No junk food is being bought in my house or even being stored or wherever. So yeah, those steps have been good and effective, I would say. I've been on this journey for 2 weeks and the results are really showing. But today I don't think it's well, today I did not have breakfast either. So I've been doing lots of water in the morning and black coffee. But I realized black coffee, no sugar, no milk. Hey, my friend, it's torture. So I decided I'll be having a proper cappuccino, a good cup of cappuccino and water. So I put milk, yes. Full fat, yes. And I put a half a teaspoon. And I enjoy my cappuccino because even though it's weight loss, it's not supposed to be punishment. Hey, we still need to live life for, yeah, not supposed to be like, feel like punishment. So yeah, so that's, those are some of my tips. If you like, you can try it. Breakfast, I can tell you for free, most of the time is waste of food. Once you start intermittent fasting, you realize just how much you don't need breakfast. Yeah. But that's me. It's working for me that way, and I intend to continue with it. God willing. I intend to continue with it. And then during the day, I try to eat healthy. Oh, guys. Look, guys. Look what the God has done. Hallelujah. Yeah. Oh, something burning. Yeah. That's ready. And I'll show you. I'll tear one and show you. And my cooking basically is over. So let me get a plate. That's done, and we will be done soon. But so let me show you how one of my chapatis look like. I just picked a random chapati. Okay, they're a bit hot. So I want to show you the layers. Very, very soft. Yeah, I wanted to show you the layers. You see? You see? Cooked, nice and soft. So I'm gonna taste and tell you. Spot on. And I've not cooked chapati for like 6 months, guys, but this is it. All right, try it. Let me know if you like it, and comment on. You see, I just wanted a better view. I'm gonna give you a better view there. All right, comment if you like it, if you tried my recipe, and let's see each other next time. And always remember to be kind to your neighbor, pray to God, do not be victims of domestic violence, and do not be the ones who are causing domestic violence. Okay, be safe and take care of each other. Bye bye.